What's your style? Hold on, what about this? Nah, sorry, I just don't get it. So what's your style? Not fashion, but your photographic style. What's your look, your vision, your creativity, your style? Now there's two ways to look at this. First, it's good to have a style, a way you shoot, a way that identifies images as yours. But of course, you don't want to pigeonhole yourself too much. And that's probably the way I like to think about it. I like to diverse. I like different styles, looks, and different techniques. But I like being creative, and I don't necessarily want to be pigeonholed to any of these. But I guess if I look at my work, I probably do have a style, both for my landscape work and for my urban images. So I know what I want. I know what I want from my photography, from my images, and I often pre-visualize to achieve that look. So it has, if you'll forgive the pun, developed over the years. I've developed into producing the style, the images I do today. It's taken time to realize how I want my images to look, and hopefully my personality resonates in my work. But as I say, I hope it covers many different traits, so it isn't too distinct. I guess it could be if I wanted, but as I say, I like to diverse and try many different things and achieve different looks. I guess I'm easily bored. I'm a TV series guy, not films. I like magazines, not books. One day I like prime lenses, the next it zooms. So for my landscapes, I shoot 4:3 format. It's the default of my Olympus OM-D system. But I also used to shoot 6:7 medium format, which has a very similar shaping. And even when I shot Canon full frame at 3:2 format, I would often crop my images to 5:4. Again, a very similar format. That's just the style that suited my vision. So there's a style there. But I also like the square format. It feels very natural to shoot in square format, and I like the look, the way the landscape is presented in this format. Again, it's another style if you shoot consistently in this format. I shoot lots of landscapes at 24mm, so that will always give my images a certain look, whereas I don't shoot much telephoto. I don't dismiss it when the opportunity arises, but it's not my initial thought. So that field of view, the wide angle of 24mm, is a sort of style that I shoot in. I also shoot a lot of black and white. I love the stripped back simplicity of black and white, using heavy shadows and harsh light to make images, and I guess my processing is very similar for all the results. So there's a certain style that my work takes on in this medium too. Now for my urban work, the look and feel of my images is perhaps more spontaneous. I like breaking the rules, I like movement, and I like capturing the decisive moment. Strong lines, bold colours, seeing things that others may miss. But there's a look, a style that my images conform to, and I like that. Now of course I take inspiration from others, just as I'm sure you do, but I make sure these are just a small part of my finished work. I still want the end result to be mine, to be distinctive as my style, not a copy of someone else's. So it's okay to be influenced by other photographers' work. You may well be influenced by mine, but you still need to give your images your own unique touch. And I think that's important. So while some urban photographers may specialise in graphic shapes or unusual angles, that's just part of my vision. I want to encompass those, but also be creative to include other styles too. Things that appeal to me that may not appeal to others. Again, I think that comes from being easily bored, so I want to keep pushing myself and changing the images that I take. I'll keep coming back to certain genres and styles, but my own personal vision isn't limited to a specific style, though I do admire those that stay this regimented. That takes commitment. As I mentioned in a lot of my videos, I do as much work in camera as I can. It's my preferred way of working. So I use filters and I try to keep processing to a minimum, both of which will affect my style. I don't like to oversaturate my images, and I often do the opposite and desaturate. Do that regularly over a period of time with your work, and that's the start of a style. Now, I learned photography shooting with Fuji Velvia, a film with a characteristic of high contrast and deep shadows, and I guess my digital images follow a similar look. I like my images to be contrasty. I don't like digging too deep for shadow detail. Shadows, after all, are meant to be shadows. So I'm not a big fan of the overpowering effect of sunrise and sunset. This just doesn't appeal to me, so I rarely shoot at these times. I prefer the mood and drama of a cloudy, overcast day. So whilst many photographers' portfolios will be full of images taken at 5 AM in the morning with big colourful skies, mine consist of images captured probably mid-afternoon, just on the cusp of a rain shower. So that's two different styles, and you make your choice which one suits you. So how do you create your own style? Are you aware of your style, or are you trying to achieve a style for your work? What and who inspires you? What's your vision? What lenses do you like working with even? And what do you like to shoot? And how do you want your end result to look? How will the post-processing influence that? Are you drawn to certain patterns or shapes? Or do you have a passion for trees and only shoot in woodlands? So these are the type of questions you need to ask yourself to help develop your own style. It comes with practice, it comes with experience, it comes with shooting the same subject over and over again and getting better at that subject each time and achieving a certain look. It's a nice feeling for someone to look at your image and immediately identify it as yours without them knowing otherwise. It means your personality and your soul is within that image. You've left your mark and you've created a piece of art that shows the real you. Now, if you are struggling with your style and you don't know how to get one, then I do actually run photography workshops aimed at helping you develop your style. So instead of on my usual workshops where I show you potential subjects to shoot, I instead set the location and allow you to find the subjects. Then we work together to discover how you want to capture that subject in your picture. Discover your style. So these workshops take place in UK cities, including Manchester, Newcastle and London. All rich environments to help you develop your style. Even if your preferred locations for shooting are more rural, if you prefer the more countryside-based landscape. Oh yes, you can learn techniques for landscapes in the urban landscape too. Everyone else does landscape workshops, so I, as always, aim to offer something different. So you can see full details of these workshops on my website, as you can my online landscape photography courses if you're not UK based. Anyway, keep practicing, keep creating, but think about your style. What do you want from your photography and how do you want your images to look? Forget about what everyone else is shooting, it's about your work and your style. So thanks so much for watching and I'll see you on the next one.